Well, the push starting happens at a frantic pace in the dummy grid as we head onto our penultimate shifter heat of the weekend for round one of the Karting Champions League Winter Series for 2026. Tommy van der Sloijs, who took the victory in the opening heat this weekend, starts from pole position. He'll have Gil Mertens from KZ Masters alongside him on the front row. Mika van der Pavet will be joined once again by Jeffrey Fixer on row 2. Alois Girardet and Milan van Winden on row number 3 with Samuel Lullier and Kevin Stehauer, row 4. Sam Glaze and Lenny Hobiot-Lagache ran out your top 10, ahead of Jens Tur and Louis Esser, who ran at row 6. Mick Blankensport and Luca Prima ran at row 7. Tanja Cirelli and Nick Bloomers on row 8, ahead of Anders Elkier and Kane Ince, who ran out the top 9 rows, completing the top 20. Christopher Saxe, who unfortunately retired on lap 1 in heat 1, he'll be joined by Martin Versteeg, and they will complete your top 20. Then we got Milo Boganaut and Bas Schulten on row 11. Row 12 will be Daniel Zilstra and Zico Osterhof. Robin Glirum will be starting from 25th. And Jean Lullier, I would imagine, more than likely will be again, yes, confirmed non-starter in this 10-minute plus an additional lap heat. So, once again, as with the first heat and for all races for the shifter classes for KZ and KZ Masters, it will be standing start only. And quite a few front bumpers picked up in the last race, I have to admit. I think nearing on double, probably about the best part of nearly half the field got hit with a 5-second front bumper penalty. For the drivers weaving from side to side. Sometimes it's not just to check the steering, but also to try and see if you can maybe get a modicum of temperature, additional temperature into those tyres. As Van der Sloijs and Mertens line up on their starting positions on the front row of the grid. Once everyone is in position, we will be under starters' orders. So waiting for the last two drivers, Zico Osterhof and Robin Glirum, to line up in position. Drivers are ready. Green flag at the back. Drivers instructed to look at the lights. Here we go. The 4 red lights, they start to ignite here at the home of champions. It's lights out and away we go. Good start, even start by the front row of the grid, as Van der Sloijs will lead the field into turn 1. And everyone jockeying for position. It's 4 wide coming out of turn 1. And there's a little bit of contact coming out of 3. Slight incident. One driver sent nearly sideways. The right rear end of the car decided to sort of step its way out. And there's someone trying to go right round the outside. And that person's brave, but there's been a turnaround. And that's the 414. And that's Mick Blankensport, the 452, I think that was. Nick Pluimers turned around at turn 5 and is getting back, or is trying to bump start the kart. So yellow flags at Marshall post 3. And well done by Nick Pluimers to get the kart back going again. But there is still a lot of squeezing between drivers. Some are really, really pushing the envelope of aggressive driving, and they have to be very, very careful. One wrong move and you will be, I mean, there's a lot of cameras used by our race control team here, courtesy of Camp Company GmbH. More to the point, they've got multiple cameras. They can look at everything, including the live stream, to dissect how the incidents unfolded. But meantime, Tommy van der Stroys has cantered away into the distance, and after the opening lap has a 2.1 second advantage. Alois Girardet, the driver from France, now up into P2. Gil Mertens in P3. Samuel Leuillet, the driver from Switzerland, he's up into 4th position ahead of Luca Prima. Jeffrey Fixer in 6th. Sam Clay's up 2 places ahead of Kevin Stayhauer. They round out the top 8 with Louis Esser and Kane Ince completing the top 10. Robin Glirum, oh, he's done it again. 14 spots on the opening lap alone by the man from Power Kart Racing from the Netherlands on the Virolot, which looks to have absolutely rapid pace underneath it. As now, Gil Mertens has got through on Alois Girardet on this particular occasion as, oh dear, too much catching the curb with the right front tyre there for the 410 from France. And that means that Girardet loses a big amount of ground to Gil Mertens. And the Swiss driver in the form of Samuel Leuillet able to close that gap up as a result of the French driver's mistake. And that can quite easily happen. There's Jeffrey Fixer just closing in on Luca Prima, just up in front in the 422 chassis. That's the battle for 5th position. As to the inside, well, it's a bit of musical chairs, I would imagine. And that is going to be between Leuillet and Girardet. And it is Leuillet on, well, leading the 2 CRGs. So nice work there by the driver from Switzerland. So there's still plenty of this race left to go, just under 6.5 minutes remaining. So Nick Plumers has tumbled all the way down to the bottom of the order, so runs 25th. As we have a little battle between the likes of Luca Prima. There's Robin Glirum. Glirum is now up 17 places, and we're on lap 4. Robin Glirum has thrown caution to the wind, and patience not being a virtue, it's just the impatience of wanting to get through, but not trying to be desperate about it, trying to use that sense of urgency, like thinking, you know, I've really got to get myself up there and challenge at the sharp end of the field. But the way that Van der Stroys is pulling away, 1 minute 7.6 is his fastest lap of this race overall, and he's 4.7 seconds up the road from Gil Mertens. Meantime, they're trying to get through on the 422 of Prima, who's got Jeffrey Fixer just in front. There's going to be a change a little bit further up the sharper end. Kevin Stayhauer through on Alois Girardet, and that is going to be for 4th spot. There's Jeffrey Fixer. Then you've got Robin Glirum now through on Luca Prima. So Glirum up 7 spots. And Girardet not wanting to have Kevin Stayhauer in front of him and tried to get through, but Kevin Stayhauer's front bumper doesn't look like it's fully secured. It's like one of those like nodding dog figures that some people used to have in their car dashboards back in the day. It's what it looks like. It's just like as soon as he goes over a curb, it's just like shuffles up and down, so there is movement there. Van der Stroys once again just lighting the timesheet purple in the middle sector. He's gone in with a 20.588 as the young man from the Netherlands. So he's comfortably away in the clear and is just making his way through into turn 1 as Gil Mertens crosses the line, 5.4 seconds adrift in P2. Leuillet, Stayhauer, and Stayhauer has pulled away from Girardet and now closing in on Leuillet from Switzerland for that 3rd place. Might get the opportunity if presented with it. Going to turn 5 off of the Europlan. Stayhauer goes a little bit wider than Leuillet. Now tries to get the overspeed coming out of the corner. and that cart just rocketed forward, but Stayhauer had to try and decide whether he was going to chance it, throw it to the outside, but it wouldn't have worked well. But Lier fires it back up the inside and retakes the position back. So good little battle here between the man from Switzerland and the man from the Netherlands, battling over P3. This will bring the likes of Alois Girardet, Jeffrey Fixer. This more than likely will bring Robin Glirum into play. Three minutes to go. And Van der Stroy is on course for 2 for 2. Mertens looking to solidify his place in the Masters division as Kevin Stayhauer uses the tight line going through into turn 1. Gets the job done on Samuel Lier, but Lier able to close that gap. Robin Glirum's got through on Jeffrey Fixer and now has moved up a whopping 19 positions, rounds out the top 6. And bearing in mind, he is closing in on those in front. And there goes Glirum. That's position number 20 in the race for the man from Power Kart Racing from the Netherlands, Robin Glirum, showcasing how you make your way through the field. You make as much real estate as you can in the opening lap of the race, and from there on in, you pick your spots, and that's exactly what he is doing. You've got 2 minutes plus an additional lap still to go in the penultimate shifters race of Saturday here for round 1. And Tommy van der Stroy is now another new fastest lap of the race by the young Flying Dutchman at the front end of the field. 1 minute 7.494 as Jeffrey Fixer gets through on Alois Girardet, and you've got Luca Prima, Sam Clays I think now involved in that as Robin Glirum has cleared off into the distance and is chasing after Sam Lier for position number 21 to be gained. And I would not doubt Robin Glirum, considering the fact I've seen him compete over the last couple of years, and he has been putting behind the wheel of a KZ. He's absolutely rapid as heck once the kart is set up to his liking, and he can really, really push. We are coming up to the final minutes plus an additional lap of this race before we go on to a short break before the final 5 heats of the opening round of the season and of this winter series with Karting Champions League. There you saw Jeffrey Fixer like he was treading on eggshells going through turn number 10. So 2 laps to go for Tommy van der Stroy. So that will be effectively 2.72 kilometres of racing. He's ahead of Gil Mertens by 7.1 seconds. Kevin Stayhauer now in 3rd. Robin Glirum now 4th, and that is 21 positions gained by the Power Kart, the Power Racing driver from the Netherlands in the 416. But again, just like we saw in Heat 1, well, it's 10 times the distance between 1st and 2nd, unlike what it was on Heat 1, where Van der Stroy's won it by about 7/10 of a second as dive bomb to the inside. Whoever that was had some stones on them going through into turn 6. But it was a neat move, and I think that might have been let's have a look. That was Jens Treur on Mika van der Parvet. So Jens, on the Croc Promotion chassis, gets through on the man in the 486 SP Motorsport liveried Kart Republic. Final lap underway, and Tommy van der Stroy leads by 7.6 seconds. But oh, no. Sam Clays, 2 wheels on the grass, connects with the right rear of Jeffrey Fixer, pushes the Mach 1 Motorsport driver wide. That's not going to be a very good look there for Sam Clays. I think that might be investigated, as now it's one to the outside, one to the inside. And Alois Girardet just got mugged by both Jens Treur and Mika van der Pavet at the same time through at turn 2. Incredible shots caught by our drone that just caught that. It was Mika van der Pavet to the inside. Jens Treur went, well, I'll go the long way round. And Alois Girardet said, well, I'm pinched in here. I can't do anything. But great work by the 2 drivers from the Netherlands. But in the meantime, we are now going to see that it is 2 for 2. Tommy van der Stroys won by just over 0.7 of a second in the opening race. Gil Mertens finishes, get this, 7.9 seconds back. Still squabbling going through into the final couple of corners and the run out to the line. And Luca Prima gets a punt from behind courtesy of Jeffrey Fixer. I'm sure might not be too happy about what happened with Sam Clays just a moment ago, but Tommy van der Stroys 2 for 2 for the young man for MP Kart Racing Team in the 454. He wins after 10 laps of racing by 7.9 seconds ahead of Gil Mertens. Kevin Stahauer rounds out your top three ahead of Robin Glirum, who made up 21 spots in that race. Samuel Luyet, Sam Clays, Luca Prima, Jeffrey Fixer, Jens Mika van der Parvet. They ran out your top 10. Oh, that's a shame there for Daniel Zylstra in the 588. I think just waiting to... oh, he's going to get... Oh, now that is nice. Zico Osterhoff decides to give Daniel Zylstra a little bit of a bump. So front to rear bump, or he's just saying, come on, just push me in. There we go. But the thing is with Zico, he doesn't want to push his front bumper in. That's the big issue here. So, oh well, it was worth a try, Daniel. Worth a try. Zico goes off into the background, but Van der Stroys makes it 2 for 2 here in the shifter class division. Ahead of Gil Mertens, Kevin Stahauer, Robin Glirum up 21 spots to finish fourth ahead of Samuel Luyet, Sam Clays, Luca Prima, Jeffrey Fixer, Jens Mika van der Parvet rounding out your top 10, completing the top 20. Alois Girardet, Louis Esser, Anders Elkier, then Milan van Vinden, Tanja Cirelli, Bas Schulten, Christopher Sachse, Martin Versteeg, Milo Bugenhout, and Kane Ince. Then Mick Blankenspor, Lenny Robbie Olagash, Zico Osterhoff, Nick Bloimers, and Daniel Zylstra, unfortunately, not making it completely to the end of the race, but finishes a lap down. Jean Luyet, a non-starter in this one.